the brown boys, the brown boys, the brown boys, we the brown boys, the brown boys, we the brown boys.
You're not gonna do that. Mind your business.
So it just gone from bad to worse to disastrous.
No one really feels safe. It's impossible to feel safe in a city like this, especially with the leadership we have.
The kids nowadays, they're just wreaking havoc in all of the neighborhoods. We didn't play with guns and we didn't listen to drill rap music like at this very young age. Like these kids are carrying guns like around the ages of 8 years old, and they're killing other 8-year-old kids with guns. It's insane.
So the governor and the mayor, Brandon Johnson, the governor and the mayor of Chicago are saying that they don't want Trump to come to Chicago because they're upset with him. This is so stupid. They're mad because he pulled grants for violence prevention or whatever it is that he pulled back in the spring. Talking about, well, you took the money, so you can't help us. If the money and the grants did not work, because God knows where that money went, you try a different strategy to stop the violence. The violence is still continuing. People are still being murdered down there all the time. So you don't want him to send the National Guard. And then I was watching on a video on YouTube. I forgot who the guy was, but it was still the mayor. He was being asked the question. He said, hey, if 5,000 troops or if 5,000 more policemen were released on the streets of Chicago, do you think that would help? He refused to answer the question. He kept saying, well, let's be clear here. When I was growing up, he just started. All he did.
Yeah. That nigga went into the when I was growing up stories. Salute to you, beautiful one. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hey, but Brandon Johnson, boy, Lord have mercy. In that panel right there, that's the one. Boy, please don't make me play it. That joker there, he hard to deal with.
He was divert the question. He would not just say, hey, he said, look, I'm gonna ask you one more time. He was like, would it be beneficial just off that alone? Everything else you said that's good, affordable housing. Okay, we got all of that. What if we gave you 5,000 more police officers to police the city? Would that help? He refused to answer the question. He kept diverting it. And you know what? All the Democrats do that. They always divert. If you say, they will never give Trump credit for anything good that he's done. They won't give him credit for any of that. They will still spew their hatred. And those people are dangerous. Those are the people that will never admit that they're wrong. Even when all the cards are laid out and say, hey, this is where you're wrong right here. Do you agree? Because it's been proven this is where you're wrong with this. They will absolutely divert and they will not admit the truth. In the world where we continue to give money for a program that's obviously it's proven not to work because we don't know where the money truly went, but the program didn't work. So why would I continue to fund something that's not providing a benefit? It's not stopping the issue. It's not stopping the murders. It's not stopping the violence. Why would I continue to give money? I'm going to try a different strategy. I'm going to put the cops in there and scare everybody. Not just scare everybody, but lock these criminals up like they should be. And they're not giving him credit for anything that's going on in DC. The fact that the murders are down, that they haven't had any murders reported for the past 12 days or something like that. People are happy.
Because they're not going to give him credit for stopping a cash cow. It's big business in that. It's big business in the game of unaliving people. Having this sickness of having the people that you really don't like anyway. You don't got to do nothing systematic no more. You got them up here. Mentally, they feel like you are a real N-word. It's families and generations of people trying to be realer and harder than their daddies, trying to be more of a gangster than their uncles. It's families that's already entrenched in it now. There's been unalivings of generations of men in certain families. So when one is born, they learn about their uncles, they learn about whatever. This is big business. They're not trying to stop this. This is what the prison, the pipeline, they got new ones building them right now. So why would they want to stop a race of people that you claim that no one likes anyway? And then you guys are going to unalive yourself. And then the ones that don't unalive themselves, they're going to come into our prison institutions, stay in there 20, 30 plus years, make license plates, make soaps, make Bob Barker and his family richer than I don't know what. And then they're going to get out as old, broken men. And they're going to teach that same cycle to other little boys that's looking up to them instead of their fathers. There's going to be another gangster movie about somebody black that some little boy is going to be looking up at him like he's a hero. And they're going to mimic that behavior. And they're going to be right in the same situation. And the cycle continues. In our culture, the strongest of us, in our women's eyes, in our neighborhood's eyes, are the killers. We do not value college grads. We don't value the attorneys. We don't value the judges unless we need them. We value the street cats. We value the people that live outside of the law. And until we start valuing the people who do the right thing just as much as we celebrate the people who come home from prison. How many parties? I know my family, we always had a party or going away party or coming back party for somebody who was going in or coming out of prison. But I don't remember really any parties for somebody who was going to college or coming back from college. I don't remember that. I don't remember the same enthusiasm. I remember they would shut down and have a block party for a nigga that just came home from prison. That's a real one. And people will hand them money, all kind of shit. But somebody who come home from college that need the money to further their education, or somebody who graduated that need a lump sum of money so that they can start a business that may improve the community. Nah, he probably can't get no money from our community. We can't put no money together for somebody like that. We'll put the money together to get a pack. It's interesting what we actually like and what we say on camera and shit. It's two different things, in my opinion.
People are feeling safe. There are even Democrats, black Democrats, because they don't even know why the heck they Democrat. They don't even know, truth be told. But anyway, they've just been told to follow the narrative because they are black. That's Negro here, nor there. They're even showing support. They're like, dang, I wouldn't vote for Trump, but it does feel good to go outside and there's nobody out here and there's nobody doing this and nobody doing that. Thank you. Because you are seeing true results. That is what Trump is providing. Stop and tell y'all that, because the way that he was talking, Trump, don't come here. We don't need your help. Who's going to help you then? Who's going to help the mothers that continue to lose children? Who's going to help these black men out here that ain't got no self-control and they need to be locked up somewhere so they can realize the error of their way? Anyway.
For the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, signed.
You can't say that. Don't wish jail on nobody.
That continue to lose children. Who's going to help these black men out here that ain't got no self-control and they need to be locked up somewhere so they can realize the error of their way? Anyway.
Don't wish death on nobody. Don't wish jail on nobody. You can't wish jail on somebody, but you can leave the killer free so he can keep unaliving people. Make that make sense. You can't wish jail on somebody who's unalive the community. Just leave them out to keep unalive. But you wish unaliving on that person. Let the streets do it. What happened to the person may go to jail and come out a changed person? He might find God. We can't wish jail on them, but we can hope the streets unalive them. Street justice. Interesting.
For the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, signed an executive order to instruct his law enforcement not to work with the feds, right? I thought executive orders was Nazi and fascism. I thought that they were a threat to democracy, but another instance of hypocrisy. Rules for thee, not for me. You see what's happening in Chicago, right? Chicago is monetizing crime. Chicago is monetizing.
He spit a cold bar because Brandon Johnson was against executive orders and then he signed one. All these people were against executive orders. Joe Biden was against the auto pen, wouldn't use it until he used it 100,000 times or however many times he used it. I don't quite have the number, so I don't want to give any disinformation, but I know he used it. And now this brother is saying that the mayor of Chicago is monetizing crime. Now, people who are really, really smart, I know you guys can do some research and some probing. Where's Candace Owens when you need her? I know y'all can find the money and find who's getting the money and find who would benefit from all this crime. Who is benefiting from all this overtime hours? What's the budget for the police department in Chicago? Are all the funding for the money going to the police officers? Who's running the police officers and who's divvying out the money? Because I'm pretty sure that they're getting a lot of federal funding to be able to deal with crime in Chicago that doesn't look like they're really dealing with it. There's a lot of overtime hours, I'm pretty sure you can see on some of these cops' payroll. And if they haven't been able to get the job done, why not send the feds in when you're going to beg them for the money anyway? Brandon Johnson seemed to be like a spoiled little brat that pretends to be smart, that got daddy's bank account or daddy's wallet So it doesn't matter what he does. He can just go out and spend, and come back to daddy federal government begging some more. This is the most beggingest mayor I ever seen in my life. So all this mayor do is spend money and beg for money. He has no sense of saving, preparing, creating something that's going to turn some money back around coming into the city. What happened to coming up with something that's going to make some money, working with businessmen that's going to make some money both for individual and the city, that's going to bring revenue and a tax base to your city? Why is he always begging the government in a big, beautiful place like Chicago? No crime will expose the cash funneling. Yeah, I think if I'm Trump, I take this crime thing, this federal troop thing, around to all the dangerous cities across the country, red or blue. You think you just unalive people in the middle of the street? I think he should take it on a world tour, and don't just wait one city at a time. Hell, we got enough military personnel. Take them over there, shoot, just send them all at once. Shit. And let's all figure this out. Send them to Sacramento, send them to goddamn Oakland, send them to San Francisco, St. Louis, send them to certain parts of Atlanta. These boys they'll get in line quick down here. Send them to certain parts of Atlanta.
In crime, the crime goes up. They're like, hey, Fed, send us more dollars. They throw a little bit of crumbs to the police unions, and they funnel the rest to the NGOs to continue to care for migrants, right? Because they're sanctuary city. And hands off of our voters, as they often say.
So it's this brother's theory that they're giving a little bit of the money to the police force, and then the rest of it, like 60 million, is going to the hotel rooms of migrants. Because, they care more about their voting block and staying in power, because they're not affected by getting mugged at a grocery store. They got police. They got somebody with a firearm around them. But you, in most of these cities, they don't want you to have a firearm or nobody with a firearm around you. Chicago got some of the strict gun laws, and DC does as well, but somehow they struggle with the most gun violence. New York has some of the strictest gun laws, but somehow they struggle with some of the highest gun violence. It makes no sense that every time they go to, let's restrict more access to weapons, when we can see that it only gives criminal elements weapons that allows us to be sheep. So no, I don't think I can stay in a state like that. No, sir.